Part 15, The Philosophers' Relay Race. Mozi makes his grand entrance. The old man Time is quite the punctual chap, pushing the earth, our giant top, around every day with a lazy yet reliable rhythm. Stars shift, the sun rises and sets year after year like clockwork. The earth circles the sun countless times, but whether the planet gets tired is its problem. Old man Time never tires. His only job is to move forward, no backing up, ever. Meanwhile, human society is a chaotic mess. One moment, it's a transfer of power, like changing TV channels. The next, it's a full-blown blockbuster featuring war, siege, conquest, slaughter, and blood. Some actors collect their lunchboxes, the dead, while new ones rush onto the stage. Some nations, disappear without warning, only to be replaced by new faces. The world is constantly changing, never a moment's peace. And now this coolly detached old man Time has kicked humanity into the historical framework of 400 BC. He probably figured that the line of great thinkers couldn't afford a gap, so it was time to organize a philosopher's relay race, passing the torch of wisdom from one hand to the next. Sure enough, in 479 BC, the very year he ushered the last great Chinese philosopher, Confucius, off the stage, the next one was already impatiently making his debut. This new philosopher was born only about 70 kilometers from Confucius's hometown of Jufu, a mere hour's drive by modern car standards. His family lived near a famous lake, Wishan Lake. His hometown is now called Tengzhou, a small city under Shandong's Zhaozhang. Apparently, Zhaozhang used to be called Lanling, famous for orchids and an ancient yellow millet wine. The aroma of this wine was so potent that over 1,000 years later, it seduced the poet and mortal Li Bai, who after a taste completely forgot he was just a temporary visitor. He dashed off the famous poem, "An inn guest's thoughts. Lanling's fine wine, an amber-lighted holds, poured in a jade cup like tulip it unfolds. If the host can keep me drunk, my spirit's bold. I won't know or care where my own home is old." Anyway, back to business. Tengzhou was part of a small vassal state called Song. Our philosopher came from a family that had seen better days. His ancestors were once the Grand Marshal of War for Song. Think Chief of the General Staff. Very impressive. Unfortunately, by the time his father's generation rolled around, the family had gloriously declined and become commoners. The moment he landed in 479 BC, people eventually got into the habit of calling him Mozi. This nickname became so catchy that his actual given name was essentially inked out of history. While some later historians gossiped that his real name might have been Modi, the truth is hard to verify. No matter what his birth certificate said, in Chinese culture, being respectfully referred to as Z, master, already proved he was a big deal. When Mozi was born, the world was a complete messy stew. The vassal lords, originally parceled out by the Zhou dynasty, had been playing the big fish eats little fish game for nearly 200 years. Only 7 major bullies remained: Chen, Chu, Zhao, Qi, Hen, Wei, and Yan, the legendary 7 warring states. Sandwiched between these powerful older brothers were several small, helpless states, such as Confucius's home state of Lu and Mozi's home state of Song, which spent every day terrified of being swallowed by a neighbor. Further south, the states of Wu and Yu were staging the drama The Revival of a Grudge. King Gojin of Yu, having endured years of his tasting gall and lying on brushwood regimen, was fully recovered and set on the road to sending King Fuchai of Wu to meet the King of Hell. This drama wasn't just a local spat either. Apparently, it involved Confucius and his most silver-tongued student. A few years prior, the elderly Confucius learned that his home state of Lu was about to be harassed by the neighboring state of Qi. He quickly summoned his most eloquent disciple, Siggung, and said, "Go and divert this disaster." Siggung, truly the Confucian diplomat, sped off, wielding his flowery rhetoric. He launched a super-linked stratagem. He convinced the Qi commander,
Don't bother with the weakling Lu. It's boring. Go attack the stronger Wu. Only by winning that can you achieve immortal fame. Disaster successfully steered toward Wu. Then he rushed to Wu and told King Fuchai, "Stop obsessing over that petty King Yu. Qi is looking down on you as a southern barbarian and is coming to fight. Go north now and teach them a lesson. Only then can you challenge the north and claim ultimate hegemony." Successfully convinced Wu to head north. Next, he sneaked into the besieged Yu and told King Gojin, "Pretend to surrender for now so Fuchai feels safe going north. When he returns defeated and demoralized, ambush him halfway. I guarantee you'll have your revenge and destroy Wu." Successfully fed Gojin a grand revenge scheme. Finally, he traveled all the way to Jin and modern Chanixi and warned the king, "Fuchai will definitely win the first battle against Qi, and your state is his next target. Prepare an ambush. Even if you can't finish him off, you'll extinguish his dreams of northern supremacy forever." Successfully raised the alarm for Jin. As a result, this linked stratagem unfolded like a series of dominoes over the next 10 years. The originally weak state of Lu remained safe and sound. Moral of the story: never underestimate the scholar or philosopher. When they get serious, they can use their words alone to turn the world upside down. That's why China has always preserved the warning, a single word can revive a nation, and a single word can ruin a nation. If you want to achieve great things, you absolutely must have one of these mastermind type of helpers by your side. Just 7 days after Siggung completed his mission and returned to Lu, his teacher, Confucius, passed away. Mozi's small state of Song, trapped among the 7 warring states, also lived in fear, constantly worrying about being annexed by a neighbor. Despite living in the cracks of war and terror, life had to go on. Soon enough, the old man Time nudged Mozi, signaling his departure from his naive boyhood. The next act in his play would be seeking knowledge and contemplation. What world-shattering theories would a man capable of following Confucius in the Philosophers' relay race come up with? Old man Time was waiting to see. Given Mozi was a commoner son who used to be rich, which path do you think he'd choose in this chaotic world? Follow Confucius's style and wander the land, or blaze his own trail?